And hello everyone, welcome back to FPL in the Trenches. It is the Frontline Prediction League in the Trenches. Frontline Prediction League is Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is the YouTube channel, that's what you're on right now. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow, comment, all that stuff is there and down below. You can get into our Discord. To go in there, it's also for Top of the Card, podcast we do. But in that Discord, you'll find the results like this. You'll find articles like you're going to see. The booking pages are there, the pages and the general chat, including... Guess what? It's Dynamite night we're recording this. It's not podcast recording. It's Trenches recording. So we're here on Wednesday Dynamite. There's live event chat going on. It's in Toronto. I'm not there, obviously. I'm in Thunder Bay. But it's going on right now. You can get all that down below. But I've buried the lead here. I am your co-host, Scott. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe. How you doing, BeerMe?
I'm doing rather well. How about yourself, Scott?
I'm good. I'm not tired. I mean, I am. But not noteworthy enough to be like, oh, I'm tired. Like, it's not the defining trait of the episode this time, so that's good. Ironically, I had a week's vacation, like we said a little while back, and then I had a 4-day weekend because it was Thanksgiving here in Canada on Monday, and I had Friday off. I felt more refreshed from that weekend than the entire week I had a month ago. So it's all good. It's all good, and I actually got some long weekends coming up because I didn't book a week this time. I booked some days. So yeah. So,
oh, nice.
Rest and relaxation and all that fun stuff is in my future. That is all good. With stuff like this, because we've got matches to cover that happened on the weekend. Still got written up there, it's the double weekend. Bound for Glory and Extreme Rules both happened this past weekend. We have a double shot of results to go over. And we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming, upcoming events. Excuse me, sorry about that. Like Halloween Havoc. We've got Survivor Series War Games. In the future, we've also got Full Gear in between those. And Crown Jewel, I almost forgot one. And that's it. Like, unless they sneak out a final battle in December, that still is a clear month. And they might, because Death Before Dishonor did come up out of nowhere, so we might get that. But we know there's no Takeover War Games, or whatever it might be called. That's Survivor Series now, so... Day 1, January 1st, still seems to be that future. So, for now, though, we've got Bound for Glory, we've got Extreme Rules, and I realize... I loaded up the Extreme Rules results, which are here on the screen, but I never did load the Bound for Glory one, so I'm doing that as we speak. That will pop here in a moment. So it was a double shot weekend, BeerMe. It was a house show for Impact, which is always some fun stuff. And then it was, of course, the main show of WWE Extreme Rules. Here we go. Bound for Glory. That's got you guys on the cover. There it is. All right. So, we're going to go through these two events. Like I said, we're going to go over the stuff upcoming. We're going to talk about a whole bunch about all the stuff. For the actual stuff that happened, like White Rabbit and Bully Ray and everything in between, you can check out Top of the Card Pod. Top of the Card's our podcast. That's the one I talked about. The episode that was recorded prior to that is still coming. Like I said, it probably wouldn't be until afterwards, and that's true. We've been busy. Like I said, I got time coming up here and there, but not yet. That is Top of the Card Pod on Twitter. Top of the Card Pod is on Spotify, on iTunes, on Apple Music, which is on Xbox now, I saw. That's cool, too. It's on all those things. Yeah. You can get it all there. But let's dive into this, BeerMe. Let's dive into Bound for Glory, the Impact show. And the last one until January 13th, Friday the 13th, we learned, which is fun aspect. Should be some fun stuff. We're already inspired for matches for that. There's a casket in the logo, and I've never written a casket match, so I just need a reason now. So I'm already we're looking to see, is it me, is it someone else? I don't know, but cinematic matches, I got to get a casket match in there at some point. I never realized how much I wanted that until I saw that. So yeah,
that is cool.
So we'll see what goes for that. But the FPL European Championship was defended. The FPL European Grand Prix Championship, defended by James Black against James Blake, and Blake won the title. We now have a champion losing in his first defense. Blake, who I believe debuted this year, correct me if I'm wrong on that, he is still relatively new, all in all, is the European champion. That's awesome.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
He earned it. He was like the seventh man, kind of, when you look at the way the match went for the six man. Kind of. There were somewhat other names in there, but he got the shot here, and here we are. We have a new FPL European Grand Prix champion.
And James Black never got his moment. You hate to see that.
No, he didn't. And it goes down in history. He is the first champion, like the first inaugural champion, to not retain. The first world champion retained it. The first American champion retained it. The first Canadian one did. And the first tag champions did. There have been reigns where they didn't have a defense. Like, Red and I never defended the tag title successfully. You know that. You took them. But this is the inaugural, and that never had happened before. And part of me loves that history. I love that we get stuff like that. That's what breaking things are for. It's cool.
I mean, technically, that's a moment, right?
It is. It is. But
I don't mean it like that.
No. Well, it's not even like a negative thing to like, he did it and that's it. I love when history kind of ends up happening in certain ways. I don't like forcing it. I hate that. I hate trying to make something be something so it is something. I like it when it happens to be. And when it happens to end up this way, that's awesome. That's my favorite thing. Right. So when we're looking at it and if it had happened, I'd be like, man, every single champion retained in their first defense. That's cool. Like, if we ever debut a new title, will they? That would be on my mind if we came out with a trios title in 3 years. Like, it would be like, I wonder. Like, it would be that kind of thing, right? So the fact that it happened, oh man, now what? Like, this belt's different. There's just something different about it now. So like, okay, how long will Black have it? Will he lose in his first defense? Right? Like now... How long will Blake have it, rather? Now that's a thing. That's a new aspect to it. So I love stuff like that. That's not something we did on purpose. He lost it, he won it. Well, now what happens? And what if there's just nobody gets successful defense? That's going to be wild, right? Like, that could happen. Or what if he holds it for all the way for another year? And he's defending it next Bound for Glory. Like, that's... I love stuff like that. I just love that. So, congratulations to James Blake. I know I've alternated Black and Blake. It's not easy. I have an Excel file where I have, like, champions listed. And it literally has James Black and it has James Blake under it. And it's like, spell check kept trying to fill it in and be like, you mean James Black, right? Until I got to the K and it went, oh, no, you want something different. It's like, oh my God, the whole name's the same. That just happens to be a thing. Like, none of that was on purpose. This is funny. So, yeah. James Blake, new European champion, and there's a lot more title defenses coming up for others, so we'll see when his next one is. I'm not exactly sure when it is, because the next house show, by rights, is Impact. Hard to kill. So he might have a defense in there simply because that's all of November and December and like half of October and half of January. So there's probably going to be a defense in there just timing-wise because that's like Black got a 30-something day reign and then Blake gets like a 100-day reign just because there's no shows. That's what we said. It's not only house shows because if it happens to be this where there's a big void, there might be a defense in there. So we'll see what happens with that. So keep that in mind. As for other matches, though, BeerMe, non-title, not yours or his, tag team champion BeerMe Jesus and world champion Jonathan C.T. Martin went to a no contest in a submission match.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in myself because first submission match, he beat me. I was originally going to put my one on something else. If I would have done it, I would have won, right?
Yep. Good brothers.
This one.
Now on Raw.
Yes. Now on Raw.
That's how insane that was since the last one.
Yep. Believe me, whenever they have a match, putting really low on that. But, and then in this one, we talked picks in the FBU chat, and I was pretty much going to go with what everybody had, what we had, because we talked about it the night before. And the day of, me and G talked a little bit more because Sebastian put his picks in, and we were worried about like some of the matches. And I was like, yeah, we should I'll probably go a little bit lower on this and this. And I looked up Impact's. They did like a preview of the show, right? And it was Speedball. They went over the X Division matches, Speedball Bailey and Kazarian, where they're like, oh, Speedball Bailey has this many title defenses. He needs a few more to break Christopher Daniels' record.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, well, they're mentioning that. There's no way he'll lose to a guy that's not signed with the company. Boy, was I wrong, because I top-locked it. Because I originally had Alexander there, and then I had Jordan Grace, and then I had Speedball. If I would have just stuck with the plan, I would have won that too. But third time's the charm.
If we had recorded our chat after Trenches last week, because we just kept talking for a bit, talking about Impact, you would hear BeerMe say, maybe Kazarian does win it, though. Maybe I should put points on him for that. I don't know. Maybe not. But I got a funny
This is
feeling.
an AEW guy. They don't lose it.
He said it.
They just don't.
BeerMe said
Yeah.
it Thursday night, the night before, 24 hours
don't.
prior. He
Yeah.
said it. He ended up being the 100th champion. Speedball got to 9 defenses. I think Daniels had 14 was the record. So
Yeah.
yeah. It was a good match, but it was weird. It was weird. I don't like it. But it's option C. It's probably
Right.
gonna last long. Like there's tapings another week or so, and that's probably it. Like probably drop it or option C it against Alexander or something, which would be a great match. But it's like, whoa, weird. So yeah, but
What
you
if
guys
he wins that? I mean, come on. You know, Scott.
at this
that
point,
could happen, right?
at this
Right?
point, no man, Bully Ray, Bully Ray.
But, oh my God! Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. For the podcast.
So I'm gonna just spoil the next night's shows here. CT went to a non-win. He went to a draw, no contest, in 2 submission matches on the same weekend. I had written a victory and a loss for him as the options because we do that. We pre-write these things, and we had to do this one especially, so we wrote both versions. And I hadn't written the fight pit yet. And then he went to a no contest, so I had to rewrite it, which was fine. But then we realized early he might tie in the fight pit, so I had to start thinking of a draw. Now, like, how the hell do you get a draw in that? And we did. We got one because of what came from it, and we'll talk about that as we go. But it just hurt my brain. It's like, God damn it, he went into 2 submission matches, and like, it's not the McKennedy anymore. It's the CT. It's not the slide. It's the CT draw. Like, let's be clear here. Don't have a submission match with CT. You won't win, but neither will he.
Right.
Meanwhile, BeerMe. Well, let's talk about what happened after that. Because FBU had to get involved. Because you just did, right?
Yeah.
You did what you did.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly, come on.
Yeah.
You know what you did. You know what you did. I'm not.
It was
Yeah.
disturbing, bro.
No, it wasn't. What are you talking about? I'm not going to go through the full details. The write-ups are available. Like I said, you can go in here and view this exact page and read those. Please do. We do put a lot of work into it. Sometimes we have to change the work and modify it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. BeerMe, you weren't in live event. I don't know if you know this yet, but I won over Escobar 30-14.
Oh snap!
I'm thinking of the next night. I did real good here, though. I got both tag things right, which was the stunner of the night for me. Both tag things. Taven got the pin, and Jessica Green got pinned. I got them both right. That never happened, especially on Impact. I've lost to you in submission matches multiple times because of that. Like,
Yes.
Penta, to this day, still irks me. And the OGs in the
Right.
title match still irks me. It's Pentagon. If Pentagon goes back to Impact, I'll have problems. But I beat the Canadian champion. I got some revenge on that. It was good. It was real good. It was fun. GMSG did stop the pinner of champions. Lexi Briggs beat 28-21. Dion Blade beat CJ Hawk. Big win for him coming off the former world champion. 29-17. Mr. Glee beat Roman Pierce 21-18. Rate Wrestle beat Tino 27-16. These are some big wins, by the way.
Yeah.
Hardcore match, Red defeated the Alpha Dog 14-6. That's why it's a lower score. Hardcore matches will be like that. James Costner beat JJ Rocky 27-22. High scoring match. Good high impact stuff there. Bane the Bishop beat Smooth Rock 27-24. Also big. Bastion, your friend and not mine, beat Real Nintendo and my friend, the Midnight Rider, 29-22-19. Non-title match, Mod Step beat JD 24-22. Start of a potential momentum breaking weekend for JD there. Ash beat Broken Nerd 22-18. Big win for Ash. He's needed that. We've said that multiple times. Broken Nerd is in a title match the next day, or a title eliminator the next day, and he lost to Ash. So house show, yes, but very, very good win. Ash needed that. Very, very good. Mark Harper and Jason Blades also went to a no contest. CM Carlito beat Sheriff Dog, and it was big, 34-26. Captain Krulix Blackwell beat Wookie 20-24. Again, Wookie in an eliminator the next night. So Blackwell getting gone unnoticed there also. Theodore Dr. Seuss Geisel beat Papa Snooch 27-18. Matt Zion beat the Gaffer. Matt Zion wins when you least expect it, 29-24. Static, with a profile picture now, notice there with the Christian Cage thing, beat Danny Delight Georgeson 23-21. And El Cid debuted, beating Emmers. I don't know how to say that name yet. 19-16. So Static got his 5th match. There's the profile picture to go with it. Bastion had his 50th match, just to give you stuff there. That number got jacked because of Money in the Bank being a thing. And I think because we count Battle Royal wins. And he won like 2 of them as the Joker. So that's that. Captain Krulix, Blackwell, and Mr. Glee won their 5th matches. Modstep and Smooth Rock won their 25th. Bastion won a triple threat. Can you believe that? 50 matches, never even won a triple threat yet. I don't think I don't think he'd been in one yet. So, or it might be a second. But James Blake won a championship and won the European, which the achievement debuted or returned here, bringing down the house. And again, the whole details here of the entire event are listed. Please, please, please come in here, check it out. The idea of how Costner got JJ. Backstage with the Strays, talking about wanting to get the titles. We're trying to do a lot more things like this where there's actual stuff, which we can incorporate people who aren't even on the card, because some people don't do the house shows, but we're going to keep them there as well. And for that record, also, Crown Jewel. It's like the one main show where you can skip it, because we understand people don't agree with the stuff with the Saudis. And we get it. We're not going to hold you against that one. That's the main show you can skip. That is when we'll say that right there. We treat it like a big show. We're going to book it high, but if you opt to skip that one, no problem. We know a few people who don't. Similarly, like Sami Zayn doesn't go over because the religious and persecution, right? Like they just don't agree. No problem there. But so stuff like this. We'll also keep your character off if you want that too. Don't get me wrong. Like we'll not have you because you don't want to be affiliated. We get that. But here we do stuff like that with the main shows and the house shows. We want to keep that stuff going. Anyway, back to this. Red and Alpha Dog had a brutal match where Red got revenge for me because La Familia beat me up, so that was revenge there. We later on went with Tino and Rate, the Roman and Mr. Glee, Hawk and Blade, GMSG and Lexi with some craziness going on there. And then the tournament, because it's not over, because CJ Hawk and Lexi are in the tournament against Match of the Night, so that's a hell of a first-round match. I beat Escobar. Yeah, happy about that one. That's the right up there. And then CT and you, if you want to see how to go to a submission match with a no contest, go check that out. It's in there. And then, BeerMe and them did absolutely nothing. They didn't do anything at the end. Wait, what's this? Why did the challenge for a fight pit? Oh, Friday the 13th fight pit. Oh no, BeerMe. Anyway, then the European Championship match happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane. That was some craziness back and forth, absolute wildness. Snippet of Destruction coming out. It was a good time for all, except for James Black, because he lost the title. But it's epic. It's what we're here for. It is a lot of fun stuff. And then the next day we had Extreme Rules. So let me go over here and get that ready. There we go, Extreme Rules. It's time to go. BeerMe, let's dive in. The World Championship. I talked about this already. It was a fight pit submission match. Jonathan C.T. Martin defending his Rate Wrestle, going to a frickin' no contest. Now, the first one, we had to kind of work it out. It's a submission match. Like, if there's an attack and stuff happens, both can be out. And that's what we did. We had basically you, or I think CT had you in a submission, trying to make you pass out. But then GMSG came in and choked him out. So both are out, because submission match is legal. And it's a draw. This one, it's a fight pit. Well, no one can even get in. Like, you can't even really climb it because of how it's structured. So I just had them both pass out. It was like leveraged, similar to how I think I had you beat someone before, where you put someone in a submission. Was it CT? Was it really?
I think it's CT because he had me in like the submission, and I was going to go out, but I rolled him over.
Yeah, you stayed on him to pin him. He kept you in the triangle and got the pin, but you were out. So it's like, oh, sneaky. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Mm-hmm. I forgot who it was. I thought it was you and JJ, but no, you just survived that one. That's right. It was you and CT. Oh, God. If I had known that, that would have been even better. Because that's twice now it's kind of happened. He kind of used it here. I didn't even intend that. But he used that to try to submit Rate, but Rate held on. So that's cool. That's fun. But, afterwards, medics came out to check on you guys because they had to raise. There's no door on the fight pit, so I had to raise it up. And then, officials came in and brought the belt. And it was FBU! Because you guys are super happy fan favorites. And you beat up CT a little bit. Oh, I had to have it where Bastion ran out because when he ran back in, he almost got squished by the cell, by the cage, by the fight pit. Because that's just a funny joke. Because it's Seth Rollins, so I had to do it. Then Rate Wrestle's like, they're like, oh, stay down. Rate's like, no, there's no honor in that. Screw you, and fought back. And you guys thought better of it, and CT may have an ally now that just happens to be the guy who went to a draw with. And as we know, we had a contenders match where 2 people got the next title shots. Well, Rate Wrestle went to a draw with the champ. So where's he fit into all that? Does he get the next one? Does he have to earn it? I'm gonna say yes, he does technically. But he's like, oh god, he wins another one. He's there. So like, he's right there because he drew with the champ. That's just how I operate. Doesn't mean it's how we do it guaranteed, but I mean, come on. So we'll see how that goes. We had the FPL American Championship. Okay, so I'm scrolling up. The FPL Continental Tag Team Championship match. I'm just going to say right here. Musty Good Guys did defeat Black Cross Light. Someone has written in here, other tag champ says hi while updating profiles. So the GMSG is typing in here live as we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
He'll have a good kick out of that. Let's not tell him that happened. Or you can if you want, but I think it's even funnier. What I was going to say is the FPL American Championship Boot Camp Deathmatch. James Costner did defeat Josh Dionio and took the title. Now, I will freely admit I modified a lot of the original boot camp match, which was myself and JD. I did not want to do the same thing again, specifically because that would simply be running it back. I looked at what happened in that one. I tried to play off that and do it differently because Costner's very different from myself, even though we are kind of similar in all the ways with our characters even. Very, very different situation, very, very different personalities. And JD very different because I think he was more of a face. Well, he was a face against me back then. Not really so much here. So it was definitely a different dichotomy between these two. And I kept it as violent as I could. It was a ridiculous scene with paintballs being shot and hitting their finishers, which was a lot more high impact than mine at the time, and a lot of fun. I somehow blanked on the fact that that's another rematch of the biggest rematch ever from the Rumble when Costner defended the world title against JD. I only realized that, like, as I was finishing it, there it is again. And JD lost this one. So, like, this is far from over, these two. Like, it's just... Costner now is 2-0 in title matches. Right? Like, he kept the American... He won... Let me try that again. He won retaining the American title. Nope. He won retaining the world title, and he won winning the American title. So if JD has a title and Costner's his opponent, that's a problem. Hell, if Costner has a title and JD's the opponent, JD has a problem. So we never bet against JD. I mean, you did, and you cost him. But
right.
Costner has his number. So you Costnered him. There you go. So
right.
Yeah. The tag titles, though. Other tag champ says hi. Like, yeah. But you guys did win. You retained over Black Cross Light. So now you will next defend against the winner of a match that's coming up a little down below. And then whoever wins that goes on to face the tournament winners. So we'll see where that goes from there. Inferno Deathmatch. Kier 1 defeated Ralentando. It was by 2 frickin' points, but Ralentando did have his face caught on fire. There you go. That's that one. TLC match. Tino defeated Kano Mac and the Arbiter via capture on a small match card. That's impressive. It was 16 to -14 to -16. He would have won anyway based on those points, but there you go. The FPL World Title Contenders Elimination Tables Hardcore match. Broken Nerd won. He gets the first shot. He will face CT at the next World Title defense, which we'll get to down below. Chef Urban was second. He will get the next shot. He will face the winner of that match at a future show. We'll get to that one. Roman Pierce, it was close, but he is out of the running now. He might be someone for a rate wrestle to see where that kind of goes. Like, who gets the shot from there, that kind of thing. He's in that kind of bracket right now. So we'll see where that goes. But someone had to be the third one out. I say that. We had draws in a world title submission fight bit. What am I talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what comes from that. We'll see what happens there. The FPL Continental Tag Team Championship number one contenders ladder match. Payne defeated Smooth Rock. I only said 2 names. We had a no-show, and we had a late submission, which was a matter of timing because it was like on the wire, and that's it. So instead of having a negative, we went with this. Because we didn't have an opponent, like what would we do? So we still kept it. It was a one-on-one. Payne won for his team. Payne and Sheriff will challenge the champions now, the must-see good guys. And Supreme Rock, and I think it was Michael Marsh, do not. Now, we do know, and I think we've been in contact with everybody involved in it. It's like, you got to show up. We got to have it. There are contingency plans in place, so if something happens, I can tell you right now, guys, you're not going to be defending like 2-on-1. Probably not. Like it probably wouldn't be that, or it wouldn't be like a 1-on-1 defense like the one WrestleMania, the 1-on-1-on-1. So, we're thinking about this. We're thinking about it just in case stuff happens. We get it. Life's more important than anything we're talking about here. Please, we understand. So we try to work with that. We'll try to bounce from there and work that out. So, this is it. I've already started working on this match. The FPL Canadian Championship number one contenders Watson rules match. Wookie defeated Mad Elite Titan. I've already started on Escobar versus Wookie because I talked about it last time. I love the idea of that match, and it's happening. Wookie won a Watson rules, and he's going to face Escobar. That's so cool to me. I love it. I'm
hyped for that.
It's the wrong character, and that's my favorite thing. You shouldn't that's whenever I did hardcore stuff, it was like, really, the technician's doing hardcore? Okay. Well, now the monster's doing technician stuff. Cool. Like, let's go. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. And Mad Elite Titan, I mean, it was 9-1 Watson rules, but that's crazy stuff. Steel Cage hardcore match. Bastion defeated James Black 29-15. Rough one for Bastion. Not rough one for Bastion. Rough one for Black. Bastion, he was supposed to be facing the European champion, but Black did lose. Black did go 0-2 for this one, so rough time for him. Extreme Rules hardcore match. Alexander McKennedy versus Theodore Dr. Geisel. No contest. Maybe it is the McKennedy special. Maybe he and CT can share that. We'll see what goes on from there. I told Red this already, but I loved this match. The phone booth fight hardcore non-title match. Because Red faced James Blake, new European champion, 24 hours removed. I loved that write-up. It was just so silly. I shared it in our chat and be like, can I hear me out? And then Red's like, I got an idea. It was awesome. I love that match. That was super fun. Red got the win over the European champion on a main show. We're in the tournament. I'm not saying that I beat Hawk here, former world champion, and Escobar last night. I beat 2 champions and former. I mean, maybe we do a singles run, but we got the tag titles to worry about. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But right now, all is good. BeerMe knows this. He did hear this. I got 29 points when I beat CJ Hawk. I was 1 bonus away from a perfect card for the first time ever. I've never gotten that. And it's not even been... It's not even been remotely close. Like,
I was there with Scott.
The closest,
I've had perfect cards.
The closest I've been would be like, I'm still off by like 3 bonuses. Or I got like, maybe I missed 1 bonus, but I got only 2 out of 8 matches. Like, it's been bad. This, if Bianca didn't touch the belt first, if it was Bailey, I would have had a perfect card. And, that felt good. It felt good. And to beat Hawk. Hawk and I have a lot of respect for Hawk. I wrote that in the match to make sure we are now even after him not ruining the bachelor party match, but like he won it. So had a lot of fun with that. That was a good one. And I love my favorite matches are me versus high flyers because I can catch them and then they can try to escape and hit me with stuff. They're just fun matches to write. So yeah.
That bonus, by the way, I picked Bailey too because usually, the person that it's either A, not going to win it, or B, is a heel, usually touches the belt first.
I figured Bailey would, yeah, because that would be like, no, don't do it, right? I figured that would be it.
Exactly, so, yeah.
Just plant that seed of doubt. But, yeah. But again, it's 50-50, right? So
yeah.
Yep.
You'll get it someday.
Someday.
I got faith in you.
It's been 5 years, dude. But okay, so next up, non-title match. Sebastian Escobar, Canadian champion. I beat him the night before. Went to a no contest with Lexi Briggs, the pinner of champions. Didn't pin him, but no contest. So it's not over, but another no contest, another one. She went toe-to-toe with the Canadian champion on a main show. That's all you need to know. That's great. That's good. Yep. Keep that in mind. We'll see where that goes. So very, very good. J Mac defeated Mark Harper 18-13. Bane the Bissa beat Ash, so Ash's quick run turned around there. Smooth Rock beat Dion Blade 25-24, 1 point. Mod Step beat the Midnight Rider 25-18. Monkey Bong beat Krulix Blackwell 28-25. The Gaffer beat JJ Rocky. That's a big win for Gaffer 18-11. CM Carlito beat the Alpha Dog 26-17. Carlito rocked both nights. Let's be clear here. He did very, very well. Static beat Matt Zion. He got the number 25-17. Danny Jordison beat Papa Snooch 21-16. Emmers defeated Mr. Glee and Sherf Dog 26-20-17. Chappers beat Kurt Cult 29-11. And El Cid defeated X. So he goes 2-0 out of the gate. 15-7. So again, CT now has 50 matches because he got there thanks to Money in the Bank also. Mimmers got a triple threat win and had his 5th FPL match, so he'll be getting a profile here. He's got Penta, so he's up there. I need to not pick him for tags. Costner won his first death match. He won the title during doing it, so he got the hardcore one and the win his 25th as well. You and the GMSG won your first Lumberjack match. Wookie won his first Watson Rules. Payne won his first ladder match. Atlas Kiyama got matchlight honors for the first time, which means last night, I didn't even mention from him before, so those guys already had it. And then James Black, Chappers, and Monkey Bong got their total of 1,000 points in matches. So a lot of these records are starting to be hit with like the 25th or the 50th for some from day one. There's going to be a whole bunch of people that have been here since day one hitting 25 or hitting 50 very shortly. I think by virtue of things like Bashing got there and now CT got there thanks to Money in the Bank, just jacking it a little bit. The next couple shows, like by the end of the year, a lot of people will hit 50. So, fun stuff. Excuse me. Now, kickoff show, all the details are there. We had the information about how Marsh and Gray were unable to compete due to attacks backstage. Please go check that stuff out. All the write-up for stuff like the JJ loss to the Gaffer, the shock of that one. The Pinner of Champions versus Sebastian Escobar. Me and Hawk. The phone booth fight, like I said, that's one of my favorite ones. I just love that match. It's so good. I'm inspired by it. McKennedy and Geisel going to no contest. That one's great. Bastion and Black. Fantastic stuff there. Madeline and Wookie. I'm going to read this one 1 billion times to write Wookie properly for Watson Rules. Pain of Supreme Rock in a singles match for tag title contendership. That's wild. Luke Gray came to the ring. So Luke came out. Remember, he was attacked. He comes out, and Costner comes out, and they have this whole confrontation. We have a Survivor Series match to announce here, guys. There's a challenge was made. At Survivor Series, Luke got the biggest win of his career. Remember that. The Shronkbusters beat CT's team. Luke, Shronk is the name he goes, beat the Shronkbusters. And then CT had a spiral trying to beat all his own former partners. Now he's world champion. Things change. So Luke is looking to do it again. And it's 5-on-5 for the challenge. If Luke's team wins, the antidote is gone. If Luke's team loses, Luke must join the antidote. So, those are high stakes for Luke. And for everybody, because the antidote has been running roughshod. The antidote is very good. And has had multiple championships. They are a force to be reckoned with here. And if Luke defeats them in one match, they're gone. But if he loses, he's part of it. And that could be the best thing for him. Who knows? Right? Like, you never know. It could be like with RGX with Honor Club. It could totally change things and just run roughshod on everybody. I don't know. So, yeah, that's a big one. Costner accepted. So we'll have more on that as we come. Urban, Nerd, and Pierce did have their triple threat match. Like I said, it was very violent. It was crazy. It was insane, as it should be. Tino Arbiter and Kane had their own crazy, insane match. Escobar was backstage. And the Brits and the Strays came into the interview area. J-Mac started fighting. And they made a challenge with War Games. So, I mean, that we already kind of knew that one, but it's building up. It's bowling over. Kier won around 10, like I said. His face caught on fire. That's nuts. And then coming soon. So I'm going to read this through because this is kind of for everybody. So at Halloween Havoc, Sebastian Escobar will defend the Canadian title against Wookiee. Talked about that already. Watson rules. At Crown Jewel, CT, who retained, will defend against Broken Nerd. World title. Sheriff and Payne will challenge you guys, BeerMe and GMSG, for the Continental Tag titles. At Full Gear, Chef Urban will challenge either CT or Broken Nerd for the world title. And then, yes, at Survivor Series, it is Team Kier 1 versus Symphony of Destruction. And then Team Luke Gray versus The Antidote, both in Survivor Series matches. The Strays will face the Brits in a War Games match. And then, of course...
No, just keep going.
The last thing I got on here is the final bracket for the 2022 FPL Tag Team Tournament is shown. So, like I said, we know that Symphony of Destruction is not in the tournament. They're getting the tag title shot. The Strays are in the tournament, so the Strays are in there as well. Now, what were you going to say here, BeerMe?
Has that tag team shot been announced yet when we're defending?
It will be.
Will be all right. I was just wondering. I didn't know yet. I didn't know if I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, you'll see very shortly. Halloween Havoc's coming up, and Crown Jewel's the thing. So we'll show it. We'll talk about it here. Yeah. Because CT did tell me the page has been updated. So the tag title match, like I said, Lumberjacks. It was crazy. It was insanity. The American title match. It's at a military base. You want to see a cinematic match? Come check this one out. It was a lot of fun. And then the World Championship in the Fight Pit. And then, oh, look, there's our favorites. Our favorite people, FBU. But you want to see Rate Wrestle, like, throw Bastion around? Come check it out. It's fun. And BeerMe, actually. He threw both. So, yeah, check this out. Please, guys, check the write-ups. We put a lot of work into these. We're proud of these. It's a lot of fun. It's super great stuff. And something as a bonus here, guys. Do check out the articles, because we do have in our Discord, there is a section for news postings, and in there we'll have stuff like what CT wrote, the 15 biggest matches from FPL Extreme Rules Weekend, Bound for Glory Extreme Rules. And he previewed all 15 top matches, at least as we saw booking in, because we're looking at this way. Bastion and Black, a 0-0 record, and some write-up about it. Escobar and Lexi, 0-0. Escobar and me, I had a 1-0 lead. Mad Elite and Wookiee. Mad Elite had a 1-0 lead, so now they're 1-1. Keep that in mind. Rate Wrestle and Tino was 0-0. CT and BeerMe. CT has a 2-0 lead over you, BeerMe, but now it's 2-0-1. So that's 3 matches with no wins. How does that feel, BeerMe? I know how it feels. How does it feel for you? How you feeling about that? I'm digging.
Right. No, it's all right. It's all right.
It's no 12. I get it. I understand. You've got to be 4 times that bad to be like me with GMSG. I get it.
Right.
If I can laugh about that, it's fine. But
That's true.
I'm glossing over the fact that there are write-up details about these where the promos for the matches, kind of recapping things and seeing what could come. It's a lot of fun that we put in here, and props to CT for writing these. The best part about this is when he just posted it to us, we're like, oh, these look great. I didn't know he was writing it. Like, he was like, oh, he might do something. And then here it is. So, for the record, Costner and JD, they were 1-1 going into this. So now Costner is 2-1. So keep that in mind. And actually, CT and Rate. CT is 1-0 against Rate. Now he's 1-0-1. So he faced 2 people that he's got wins over. He beat them again. It went to a draw. So that's better than losing. I'll put it that way. You guys didn't lose like you've done before, but you didn't win. So it's like, you're right in there. You've both got his number, but he has yours too. So, but now let's look ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look ahead to Halloween Havoc. This is the first Halloween Havoc we're doing. It's awesome. It's a pay-per-view, blah, blah, whatever, NXT TakeOver, blah, whatever show. Premium live event, who cares? It's Halloween Havoc. It's a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. I'm hype. We have the FPL Canadian Championship, Watson rules. Sebastian Escobar versus Wookiee. Halloween Trick or Treat Street Fright non-title hardcore match. World Champion Jonathan C.T. Martin versus former American Champion Josh Dionio. The FPL 2022 Tag Team Tournament, Round 1. Match of the night, myself and Red versus Shades and Smiles, CJ Hawk and Lexi Briggs. Still missing a bracket on that. CT will fix that when he hears this. I beat Hawk. Can I do it again? When it matters. Like, this is... I'm not going to say this, but we realize that these are the two heavy-hitting teams. Former champions and former world champion and Pinner champions. Like, this is it. This could have been a final. And here it is, round 1, match 1. Well, it's actually match 4 because of the order of the thing. Whatever. Also in the tournament, the Strays, Marsh, and Michael Marsh and Supreme Rock versus the Brits, Papa Snooch, and the Gaffer. Also in the tournament, the Operation. They have a name here, like I said, Smooth Rock and Theodore Dr. Zeus Geisel versus the Light of the Cult, Danny the Light Jordison, and Kurt Cult. Also in the tournament, the Annex Asylum, Static, and Captain Krulix Blackwell versus Alexander McKennedy and Dion Blade. And they have a closed bracket, but no open one, so CT will see that too. Now, we have some blanks on here, and then we have the kickoff. So I have a match to announce, and I believe you do as well, right?
No, I do.
I will say the match I have first. It involves the person who puts me to basically at 0-12 record. The GMSG, the other half of the tag team champions, will go one-on-one with Rate Wrestle. That seems relevant compared to what happened already, doesn't it? That seems like a fun thing to do, I think. That's a good match anyway, but no, things got personal. So, yep. Off the bat, I can't pick against GMSG, and I hate it. But Rate, he's been doing good. Not for nothing, he's been doing well. So we'll see. But gut feeling, GMSG, I can't not. But what have you got to announce?
I have, let's see. Okay, yep. I have a Ralentando taking on Atlas Kiyama.
Ooh, okay. Hopefully Ralentando's face has been bandaged or covered, or maybe he's got a mask. Maybe he should have a mask
like Cody Rhodes.
No, dude, the Finn Balor mask. Have that weird Hellraiser thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bondage mask.
Yeah. That'd be good. Something like that, because his face got burned. Like, it wasn't his arm; it was his face. If you read the write-up, his face got burned. I'm gonna keep saying that. That's crazy. So those are our Halloween Havoc matches, and oh look, it's Crown Jewel. Here's our graphic. Doop-a-doo. CT does all these. Those are great. There we go. Boom-ba-doom. Loading it up. Stalling for time. There we go. Crown Jewel, and we've got the World Championship there on the banner. Jonathan C.T. Martin defending against Broken Nerd for the world title. We now know this match is there. I think we all have those thoughts, like Broken Nerd, eventual world champion. He rebounded well after being American champion. But CT has proven you can't beat him right now. You got to beat him to win the title. He didn't lose, but you didn't beat him. So I don't know who to pick on that. It's kind of a wild thing. Like, could you imagine if they booked a world champion where they just squeaked out draws? Like, you'd be crucified if you were booking that legitimately for national television and pay-per-view. I love it. I love the fact that, like, that shows how good our roster is, that you and Rate Wrestle are neck and neck with the world champion. That's great for everybody. We'll see what happens with Broken Nerd. I'm burping a lot today. Sorry about that. With Broken Nerd. We'll see where that goes. Hey, BeerMe! The FPL Continental Tag Team Championship is being defended at Crown Jewel. Told you. The must-see good guys, BeerMe Jesus and the GMSG versus Symphony of Destruction, Sheriff Dog, and Pain. Gonna go to Saudi and have some violence.
It's true.
And have the match. That's a poor taste joke. Yeah, good luck is all I'll say to that. Good luck. The story on that is great either way, because imagine if you guys win and Match Night wins the tournament. That's the rematch, right? But imagine if Sheriff Dog and Pain win and we win the tournament. Oh, it's Sheriff Dog again. Oh, hi. You can't do that on purpose. But if it just happens, oh my god. But yeah, so there's a lot of moving parts right now. We might not even make it the first round. We have the toughest match. Match Night versus Shades and Smiles is the toughest match. Round 2 of the tournament will be here. So depending on who advances, round 2, both matches are here in that tournament. Just to keep that in mind. And then there's a whole bunch of blanks. I don't have anything else for Crown Jewel yet. It's November 5th. It's a ways off. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Next, Full Gear. As we've said a few times now, this is the first AEW main show for us. FPL World Championship will be defended. Jonathan C.T. Martin or Broken Nerd defending against Chef Urban. Fun part about that is Nerd beat Urban to get that shot, so he'd be going into this already with a win over Urban. But that was triple threat. Other factors are involved. If it's CT. CT and Urban had a hell of a feud earlier, right? So they're not done either. So this is combustible. This is big. This is a big main event for Full Gear. So very, very interesting to see what happens there. The Canadian Championship will also be defended. Obviously, champion Sebastian Escobar or, at that point, champion Wookie will defend against an opponent. There's no contendership matches really listed anywhere, but we've got ideas for that. Obviously, this is here, so that challenger will be named upcoming. Also, of course, the tag team tournament final will be here also. And then more matches, obviously. And then Survivor Series War Games. We have, as mentioned, Team Kier 1 versus Symphony of Destruction. We have the Antidote with so far only 2 members. James Costner, American champion James Costner, and Chef Urban versus Team Luke Gray with Luke Gray. And then the Survivor Series War Games match, the Brits versus the Strays. There will be another Survivor Series match. Actually, we have 2 listed here, but I believe only 1. There might be other. We'll see what happens there. And then that's it listed for that. And then day 1. Yeah, it's coming. It's Atlanta, Georgia. Day 1. Nothing announced yet. We're not going to have another Fatal 4-Way with the 4 of us founders in a Breaking Kayfabe match, or whatever you want to call it. No. What we do will have to be something different. That's almost the better tradition, to do other stuff just because. I have no idea how we're going to honor it and do whatever. It might simply be that's where the Tag Team Championship. Can you imagine day 1, Must See Good Guys versus Match of the Night for the tag titles? That's where that happens. Can you imagine that? If that just happened to happen?
That'd be pretty cool.
Make CT the ref, we're good, right? So.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves with that.
But yeah, it's a lot of crazy coming up. We're looking forward to a lot of this. We thank everybody for checking it all out. We're always excited about this. Like I said, put a lot of work into it. Like I said, I'm talking myself dry here. Chugging water, basically. But BeerMe, now that we've got October 22nd, 10 days from today, so a little under 2 weeks. What do you have to say for Halloween Havoc? Any well wishes, any good luck, or just like you're a heel now, so just bring it on? Who cares? Like, what do you got?
I have no idea who I'm facing, so whoever it is, though, good luck, and good luck to FBU. So,
Yeah, I don't know who you're going to face on that. I mean, I can probably find it.
Either.
We've probably booked it, but I'm not going to reveal it here. It's not on my list.
No.
I'm pretty sure it won't be a tag match.
Gonna face too.
I'm pretty sure it won't be a tag match.
Since GMSG is annoying. I mean, I would tag with Bash. I have no problem doing that. But
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks again, everybody. This is, again, Top of the Card. No, it isn't. That's the wrestling podcast. That's Top of the Card Pod on Twitter and on Spotify and iTunes, all that fun stuff. This is Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League on Twitter. This YouTube channel's Frontline Prediction League. The Discord is down below. You can get these preview pages, these write-ups, all the stuff in live event. I've not seen what's been going on in the Toronto Dynamite for the past 48 minutes. I'll be catching up on that, seeing the reactions, lots of fun stuff. It's a lot of fun in there. Please, please, please check it out. We appreciate all that. And share stuff and come talk. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, for BeerMe and for all the guys, thanks again. Have a good night.